okay, is far beyond our expectation.
It's the safest way of owning a house.
My mouth is full of appreciation to Federal Mortgage Bank.
The benefits of deploying ICT in any organization cannot be overemphasized. Processes will be eased and data uniformity will be achieved. For an institution like the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria that is trying to enhance its service delivery to its customers, the use of ICT cannot be overestimated. That is why the bank has deployed the Core Banking application to boost its processes and service delivery. In tonight's episode of the program, we shall bring you updates on the continued efforts of the bank and its journey towards fully automating its processes. Good evening and thanks for joining us. My name is Zulaihat Belagubir, your regular host, and the program is Everyone Deserves a Home.
The attention of Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN, has been drawn to the activities of one Ugu North Partnership operating a website called NHF Check. The firm requires members of the public to pay the sum of 2,500 naira to assist them check their National Housing Fund NHF eligibility and 3,500 naira for consultation to get support and guidance in processing NHF refund to retirees. In view of this, the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria hereby disassociate itself from the activities of this firm and wish to advise the general public to always use either the bank's website, branch offices of the bank nationwide, or the accredited primary mortgage banks (PMBs) for all inquiries and guidance. The general public should note that FMBN has not appointed Ugu North Partnership to render any services to the public on its behalf. Consequently, any individual, group or organization that transacts any business with the firm in respect to National Housing Fund NHF does so at his or her own risk. Signed, FMBN Management.
Glad to have you back. The program will open with issues making the news from the diary of the FMBN. And tonight, Group Head, Project Finance, bows out of service. Details of these and other stories coming shortly. Stay with us.
Razak Abdullahi, the former Group Head, Project Finance Group of the FMBN, has retired from service of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. In a valedictory dinner held in his honor to mark his retirement and 60th birthday, his family, colleagues, and friends from all walks of life came to honor the retiree. The celebrant was full of appreciation to God for enabling him work and reach retirement in good health.
Alhamdulillah, I'm retiring today from the service of FMBN. By the grace of God, I'm living with very good health and I'm not tired. So, life is a continuous thing as far as you are healthy. So, by the grace of God, I will continue to serve humanity. For FMBN, I will ever be grateful because even though, yes, I did not start my working career in FMBN, I came into FMBN 1998 with Mr. Larry and some others. But honestly, it has been a very fulfilling career.
His colleagues described Abdul Razak as humble and very hardworking.
Alhamdulillah, Abdul Razak has been a very humble person, a very hardworking person. I remember when late ABA would give us a job and give us 2 days to finish. We all assemble ourselves, make sure that the job is completed. Abdul Razak has been very reliable, he has been very honest, and is willing to take on assignments given to him.
He is a great man, he is knowledgeable. I learned a lot from him.
Abdul Razak is a very passionate man. He takes his job very seriously. When it comes to the job, he doesn't joke, he doesn't play.
Abdul Razak is one of the key pillars of Federal Mortgage Bank today. Abdul Razak is a very simple, nice person, yet he is resolute, he is firm, and he provides leadership and direction.
Razak Abdullahi was born in Kano State on the 13th of March 1962 and started his education in Bichi, Kano State, from where he proceeded to Federal Government College, Sokoto, and then to Kaduna Polytechnic, where he studied estate management and graduated in 1988. He started working with the FMBN in 1998 as deputy manager. Abdul Razak has held and served in various capacities in the bank in his 24 years in the bank. The still agile Abdul Razak says he hopes to continue to serve Nigerians even after retirement.
Welcome back. The bank in recent times has tried to automate its processes. Though still a work in progress, the bank has steadily improved its processes through the use of ICT. What has the bank done in recent times towards achieving this goal, and at what level is it in the deployment of the core banking solution? In our next segment, Building Blocks, we shall bring you updates on the efforts being made by the bank in the deployment of its core banking application. Keep watching.
The mandate of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is to provide affordable housing and mortgages to Nigerians. In fulfilling this mandate, the goal of the bank is to offer the best services to its customers. And to do this, the FMBN is leveraging on the use of information and communication technology, ICT.
Core banking is a software developed under the ICT of the bank in order to fast track or reduce the turnaround time the bank is processing their mortgages, and also to ensure that we reduce the manual process and we automate all our processes.
To fully deploy ICT into an organization's operations is, however, not an easy task. However, the FMBN in recent times has achieved major milestones in the deployment of technology, such as connecting all 41 offices of the bank, the mobile application, and the USSD. The core banking solution is, however, top on the list of the bank's technology deployment. What then is the core banking application?
It's a software solution being developed for the bank to ensure that we automate all our activities, to ensure that we have a good turnaround time, we become more efficient and effective in discharging our duties as a bank.
Actually, the word core is an acronym. It's an acronym. It's for Centralized Online Real-Time Exchange. C for centralized, O for online, R for real-time, and E for exchange. So core ensures that it brings interconnection of branches together so that they can all work together as one, and so that wherever you are, you can have access to whatever branch of that bank that is available, that is online.
The application hopes to achieve one basic objective: to bring integration between all the systems of the bank.
One of the first things we want to look at is improving collaboration. Before now, what has obtained is that, groups within the banks operate independently. In fact, as a matter of fact, we've been having as systems that have been on their own, independent, standalone systems. We've operated quite a number of standalone systems. And the danger and the problem that has caused is that, everybody's working on their own. At the end of the day, you have results coming from different systems and they're not tallying. They're not tallying, they're not coming together. So what the core banking, one of the major things we want the core banking to do is to bring that integration between all the systems that exist within the bank, so that there's a handshake, there's a point of interaction where one person's input can become can filter in, one person's output can become the input into another person's system, so that at the end of the day we are seeing results coming and they're the same, they're tallying. You're not having issues of trying to now take time to reconcile. Okay, why are you having different figures? Why are you having different information? Let's sit down, let's go through the data, let's go through so the core banking is basically going to be able to do all of that, because it's going to centralize all our processes, all our core banking processes, so that we all work from one source, what I would call one source of truth.
One basic achievement from this is that the average NHF contributor will enjoy some form of independence in transacting with the bank.
One of the things that we see is going to be happening once technology is full-blown in Federal Mortgage Bank is we're going to be seeing customers who will be doing things by themselves. They don't have to physically come to Federal Mortgage Bank. In the comfort of their homes, using their mobile devices, they can easily do what we call self-service. Self-service is you get online and there's nobody there. Some banks call it the use of robots. You've heard them use it. The idea is that, there's nobody on your own, you can do things by yourself. The system basically just guides you on what to do, it interacts with you. You actually have a conversation with the system, and you're able to do things for yourself. And we're looking at customers being able to, contributors being able to, from the comfort of their homes, their offices, wherever, being able to interact with our systems and be able to look at their, register for the National Housing Fund, for instance. They don't need to come physically to Federal Mortgage Bank to do that. They can make payments online. They don't need to come to Federal Mortgage Bank to do that, and then they can look at, the position of their accounts and be able to view and have access to their accounts. That's one we want to see how people can, self-service, be able to just take care of themselves. They don't need to physically be on ground in Federal Mortgage Bank to transact business with the bank.
Reducing turnaround time is yet another major milestone the bank hopes to achieve with the core banking application. The solution is a work in progress that requires various stages of completion before it is fully implemented.
We've done what we call requirement gathering in software or application development system. There's a process where we refer to as requirement gathering, where we gather, generally just get the feelers of what are the requirements that we would need for the core banking application. And that has been done. Then that dovetailed and led to us signing off on a functional requirement definition. A function requirement, and now this is now what will now be used by the vendor, and is a major and critical document for the process of deploying the core banking, because to enable the vendor use this document to now further go on to the necessary steps that are to follow. And the next step after a functional requirement definition, the requirement gives specific requirements. The requirement gathering is just basically a general gathering of requirements, but with the functional requirement definition, you're now being specific about the requirements that will be tailor-made to the needs and the requirement of Federal Mortgage Bank. But beyond then, after the requirement definition, we now go on to system design specification. Now you have gotten the requirements, you begin the process of design. This actually, represent from this stage on, you are basically going into the customization and into the deployment of the application.
Currently, the core banking solution of the FMBN is at the stage of validation.
The current stage we're actually in is in the validation of the solution, because from the system documentation, from the system design specification, you now move on to, now based on the system design specification, you now develop an application or develop the solution that you intend to provide for the customer. That's where we are basically, and we are currently looking at validating that solution, and then from then on we can now move on to other stages of the process.
Partnership is one area the bank is exploring to achieve excellence in its deployment of ICT. Recently, the bank was at the National Health Insurance Scheme (NHIS) to take a cue from them on how they were able to achieve the eNHIS platform.
So when I saw this eNHIS and the NHIS has gone very far in their development of this. In fact, they have even commenced operation with the eNHIS. It struck my attention. I immediately called the group head, who is the head of the ICT in the bank. I called her and said, please on your TV and watch NTA now currently going on. And then I told them she better study it, and I'm watching myself. I kept on picking some clip and sending it to some of our executive directors for them to see what is there. It's very interesting and it struck me very well. I commend the organization, the NHIS, for this very commendable initiative of that. So I found that honestly, understanding NHIS is a very good initiative on our own side.
The visit was a success, as the NHIS was willing to share the processes it went through in achieving success of the platform.
We sat in this call and we gave them a pictorial idea of where we want to be in future with respect to ICT. And we explained detail of our business processes to them. And they went and joined our team, and they started working. So we employ a government-to-government approach to establishing the eNHIS. NACOMSAT assembled its partners. NACOMSAT is a government-owned enterprise, and they have implementing partners, and we got into relationship with NACOMSAT in the spirit of a local content.
The core banking application has undergone testing and is soon to be completely implemented.
The program is still Everyone Deserves a Home, bringing you details of activities of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. Up next in the program is my personal favorite, where we get to hear from people like you and I how they actualized their home ownership dreams. Let's hear from another beneficiary. Perhaps this story will serve as your inspiration.
The payment process is quite flawless.
It was unbelievable because I didn't know that they have such a scheme existing in Nigeria.
Is it true that I will get the house? No, why not? You met all the requirements, so you'll get it.
The joy of ownership is wonderful.
Hawa Musa is a civil servant with the Nasarawa state government. She is now a proud resident at the FMBN-funded 500 housing estate in Lafia, Nasarawa State.
It's a good thing, and it prevents you from all stresses of these landowners and rent problems. Yeah, those are the things that I think I just feel good having it.
For Hawa Musa, the only requirement was being a contributor to the NHF scheme.
Before I got the house, there are some procedures that you have to go through, like your credentials, then the full details of your credentials.
Hawa has obviously made this 2-bedroom semi-detached bungalow a worthy home. As a civil servant, getting to work from the estate is not a problem.
We are thankful that there are good roads here that we easily get to town. The environment is relatively safe. In terms of disturbances, where I cannot say 100% is, there's not such, but I think we are okay here.
For the bungalow, which costs around 4 million naira, only a fraction of her monthly salary is deducted. She says everyone can become a homeowner just like her.
I would like them to have it. It helps a lot. It prevent you from so many stress, as in terms of rent problem.
Our question for the week is, can I obtain a loan to build a house, and what processes do I need to get such a loan?
For somebody that has a plot of land that he has already acquired, so what we will need from the bank is our NHF construction loan. For the NHF construction loan, what he requires is, one, he has the land, but that land should have C of O issued by the state government. Then secondly, he must have approved building plan with the bills and quantities that will state this is the cost that will be used to construct the housing. Then once he has that, they're in place, he will go to our state office to get a form. That is NHF construction loan form, which you pay 100,000 to the state office. They'll give him that form, he will fill, they'll appraise him to confirm his affordability. And all due diligence will be done, legal search to confirm the authenticity of the land, then also the bills of quantities, all will confirm they are okay. Once that is done, the state office will process the loan and send to the head office. Head office will process further and get approval. Once approval is given, they will be communicated to the state office and they will write an offer letter to the applicant. Once he meets the condition, they will forward back to the head office. The head office will process to ensure everything is in place, get approval, then funds will be disbursed to the individual. And on the scale of 30, 30, 40. So based on his situation, after filling the first 30, they will give him more, they will give him until he exhausts the whole amount that he requests. That loan is given for 15 years and an interest rate of about 7%.
The FMBN mobile application and the *219# USSD code are functional and easy to use to check the status of your NHF contributions. The website is yet another medium you can use to get information about us. To do so, log on to www.fmbn.gov.ng. Join me again next week, same time, same station, as I bring you yet another exciting edition of the program. Everyone deserves a home. Have a pleasant night rest and see you next week.